I brought you back to my bedroom because I tweaked a few things that are good. Like I put this privacy glass in. It's not really privacy glass, but the film. And that's kind of handy because even though our bedroom windows don't look directly at each other, yeah. So I like that. Added another towel ring in the bathroom. So now both sinks have somewhere to hang a towel. Don't know why that wasn't in existence beforehand, but whatever. I really, really wish that this was the video I would be showing you where I change the tint on the trim, but I'm still kind of psyching myself up for that. I am going to make it darker. Yeah, just to get rid of the red some. No, the reason I'm here, it's my nemesis.
Nemesis?
Can lighting.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Yeah, can lighting, just, if it's not for some room that really, really needs to be bright, like maybe a kitchen.
It doesn't belong in any home, especially not in the top floor of the house.
Do you need a minute to compose yourself?
But I digress. While I show you footage of me changing now, I'm putting in this light. It's gotten mixed reviews. I have no idea. It's supposed to be a little bit more flush than what I have. Hopefully that'll work. While I'm doing that, and I'm going to tweak one more thing so I can open up the back door, I thought I'd tell you the big news about this house. With regard to what falls out and gives you a bit of a heart attack, it's this. It's a spring that holds it, and there's two of them. And usually if it's droopy, probably one of them came out. So when you pull it down, this comes down and hits you. And it will make you squeal.
Creepy.
This house, gonna have to change it. No longer the 1944 house, it's the 1928 house. This was so cool. I highly, highly recommend you go to, like our village has, its historic museum, the history museum of the town itself. And we went there, had a great time, just really interesting. We like museums, but we got to the third floor and it wasn't for displays or anything. It was where they worked, and they're like, oh yeah, we don't have anything up here for you to see, but if you wanted to ask us questions. And I just took a long shot. Mr. David was working, and I said something about my house being, it says it was 1944, but I feel like it's older. He looked it up, and sure enough, 1928. Not only did he find that, oh my goodness, we found the original owner, which sadly, Mr. Fay and Miss Velma, they bought the house in 1928. It's kind of cool. They bought it the day after my daughter's birthday, so I can always remember that. It's April 20th is when they bought the land. They bought the land for $100. And then they hired a builder within a couple days and got the bank money for it, and all in $4,750. That's what this house cost with its garage when they first had it built. Then there was, sadly though, Miss Velma, she died in 1933, and that's when Mr. Fay sold it. So George and Ida buy the house with their son, George Jr. And in 1944, I think they took out a second mortgage or something, because for some reason, 44 to 45, the house goes just nowhere. It's not listed as anything. And that's where the confusion came, because then they decided it was built in 1944. And that's where we have issues. So after meeting with one fellow gentleman at the museum, I went over to City Hall, and the first floor was built in 1944. Now, I can go into much more detail about all sorts of different little stuff about this house.
No.
The stuff that you can learn back in the day, that they had these books that we would just page through and find, you'd find the address, and then you'd find out who lived there. You'd find out who else was in the house, what they did for an occupation. It was kind of cool.
Moving
in the
on.
early 60s, in the late 50s, and in the early 60s, it was sold to Mr. William,
But he was a carpenter, and I think that explains the upstairs bedroom.
I'm not sure all of this stuff would have been like it is, and the trim didn't match. I don't know. It's all still a bit of a mystery. I'm still digging. I have some other leads. There's actually a person here, a woman here, that's what she does. She researches homes. I seem to have the chain of ownership all the way up through. I just don't have diagrams of what it looked like. It's nicely. I was looking at pictures that the city had too. So that was kind of cool.
Well, remember the book, You Give a Mouse a Cookie, and, well, I went to the store and got 4 of these, and I liked them. So I went back, and I got the rest that I needed. But while I was there, I saw this. We have a horrible patio. It's very small, but this door could let in some really nice air. So I'm going to try one of these things. The previous owner had put some screen on it. So fun. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get these out. By the looks of it, I also need to paint this. Thing is I'm getting the house redone and painted, so I think I'm gonna let the professionals do this. But I'm still gonna get this screen thing out. So I was expecting issues with the paint. And I was like, yeah, I can just kind of sort of scrub it off and get some exterior trim paint. Not a big deal. It'll work. It doesn't have to be perfect. Real painters are coming, that kind of stuff. But then I got down here. And this is where we have a problem. On both sides. Recognize this, anyone who works with wood furniture? Yeah, they used wood filler down here. Now, wood filler is fine if you're doing something that's going to stay inside a house. But something exposed to the elements, well, no. Wood filler is not the answer. So I'm going to go and get some bondo, see if I can fill it in with that. As a temporary fill at least.
But in the meantime,
I will spare you the excitement that went on for the rest of the doorway.
Maybe you need a nap.
'Cause, yeah, you got a little of the action there. That's plenty.
Yet an hour later,
At the very bottom of this door, I'm applying this. 4 to 6 coats, 2 minutes between each coat, then 2 hours. In the meantime, I am going to paint the top of this with this, but you know, it's a small teeny tiny balcony and well, you've seen paint go on. Ta-da! Now, I gotta say, this part you're like, why were you so sloppy? Why'd you get down there? I'm gonna get this painted, so meh. Not a paid endorsement. I actually am very, very pleased with the coverage from the Bear paint. This is my first time using Bondo. Plenty of my YouTube friends have used it and they all seem to have success with it. Generally speaking, you stir it up, then you pour out a glob that's around 3 inches in diameter, and you're supposed to just like run a tiny line of the mix in. This does not smell good. Okay, so. Part 2. Feel free to leave a comment below to what I'm missing. Maybe I should just go back and watch more of my friends use this stuff, because I kind of feel like maybe I should have had a border or some sort of fencing with maybe just some painter's tape up, but it worked in the end.
I'll see you back here in 2 hours.
It's time to sand off the Bondo, but here's the thing. I'm going to be wearing loads of PPE, and I'm going to use an 80 grit on my mouse sander, and to try to prevent everything, I've also got my wet dry vac. But all that being said, that means I don't want my camera getting messed up with the dust either. And, well, you know, sanding. I'll show you the finished results. Clearly not my best work. I'm gonna have to do some hand sanding on here, but I'm gonna finish up this with a lot of silicone caulk on it. It's caulking time. Biggest thing to remember with this, already have on hand extra cleanup sheets, something that's wet as well, like a damp version of it, because yeah, you're gonna have to wipe up messes along the way. Had to let that dry, then after that I painted it, but before I got to showing you the final results and putting the screen up, I got company. It was great. My sister came to visit, we took the train into the city, saw the lovely sights, and went on an architectural cruise. Cannot recommend that enough. If you're ever in Chicago, do take one. They're fabulous. But let's look at our final results. And ta-da! I got the screen in. This is now solid, both that sides. It's doing great. And I just love that I have easy access to a nice refreshing breeze without the bugs. There we go. So going forward, it's no longer the 1944 house, it's the 1928 house. And I still have, like I said, the stain in here, the staircase. We haven't even really touched the main floor. I've got bedrooms to do yet in that main floor. And I'm doing little stuff on the patio just because it's neat. And yeah, I hope you stick along for the ride. And thanks so much for watching the Asking Spot.